Welcome to your Daily Deep Dive.
Your briefing for May 27th, 2025. This is part 1.
Exactly. Tailored for you, the UPSC aspirant, using the sources you've shared. Our mission: unpack the crucial current affairs you need, fast and clear.
And remember, some of these topics might be familiar, things we've touched on before. Think of it as reinforcing that key knowledge.
Okay, let's unpack this. Kicking things off, space. Tamil Nadu is making moves.
They've just announced their own space industrial policy. That makes them the third state, after Karnataka and Gujarat, to really formalize this push.
Right, it's all about boosting their local space scene, getting more investment in, that sort of thing.
And central to enabling this nationally is IN-SPACe. That's the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center.
Okay, IN-SPACe.
Yeah. Think of it as the single window, basically, for anyone not government, private companies, startups wanting to get involved in space.
So building rockets, satellites, using ISRO facilities.
Exactly. Launch vehicles, services, using infrastructure. IN-SPACe is the interface between ISRO and these private players. Helps them get authorizations, aligned with national goals.
Makes sense. And Tamil Nadu already has pieces in place, right? The ISRO complex at Mahendragiri, that new spaceport coming up at Kulasekarapatanam.
Plus startups working on things like reusable launchers. And IN-SPACe itself, its HQ is in Bhopal, Ahmedabad. So the big picture is enabling private space activity.
Okay, shifting gears. Looking back at Earth, there's been news about India's coastline length. Apparently, it's jumped from around 7,500 kilometers to over 11,000 kilometers.
Yes, that sounds dramatic, but it's not like land suddenly appeared. It's about how we measure.
The Coastline Paradox.
Precisely. Louis Fry Richardson noticed it. Benoit Mandelbrot really popularized it. The idea is the length you measure depends entirely on the size of your measuring stick, essentially.
Because coastlines are fractal, super irregular.
Right. Measure with a huge 200-kilometer ruler. You skip all little curves. Use a tiny 1-kilometer ruler. You follow those curves much more closely, and the total length adds up to be much, much longer.
So it's about better, more detailed measurement techniques, not physical change. A good example of science evolving.
Definitely. Now, looking at regional dynamics, Indonesia and China reaffirmed their strategic partnership. This was just before an ASEAN summit.
ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, key group.
Absolutely. Formed back in '67, Bangkok Declaration. It's that intergovernmental body for cooperation, political, economic security among the 10 Southeast Asian member nations.
The headquarters in Jakarta. And they have mechanisms like the annual summit, the secretariat, and the ASEAN Regional Forum, the ARF.
Right. The ARF is important. It's their main security dialogue platform, and it includes outside partners. India joined the ARF back in 1996. So understanding ASEAN is key for regional context.
Okay, let's talk defense. The U.S. Air Force tested a Minuteman III missile.
Yeah, the LGM-30G Minuteman III. It's an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. Been around a while, actually, since the early 70s.
And significant because
it was the first U.S. missile with MIRVs.
Yeah.
Multiple, independently targetable re-entry vehicles. Allows one missile to hit multiple targets. And today, it's the only land-based part of the U.S. nuclear triad.
Key features.
3-stage solid fuel rocket. Range is huge, about 13,000 kilometers. Speed, around Mach 23. They're kept in hardened underground silos, built for high reliability, fast launch. A major strategic asset.
Got it. Moving closer to home, the Maldives. Their foreign minister visited India recently. What should aspirants know about the Maldives?
Okay, key facts. Capital is male. State religion, Islam. Economy leans heavily on tourism, fisheries, tropical climate, obviously.
It's really important to me.
Very important. It's got the world's 7th largest coral reef system. But crucially, its average elevation is less than 2 meters above sea level.
Wow, incredibly vulnerable to sea level rise then.
Extremely. It's an archipelagic state, around 1,200 islands, 26 atolls. Barrier reefs offer some protection. But its location is also vital strategically.
Straddling major sea lanes in the Indian Ocean region.
Exactly. And very close to India, specifically Lakshadweep, separated by the 8-degree channel. So geography, environment, strategy, all interconnected there.
Now for something completely different. Ancient life. A new predator from the Cambrian period.
Yes. Mosura fentoni. Found in Canada's Burgess Shale fossils. We're talking roughly 506 million years ago.
506 million. Okay. And what was it?
It belongs to the Radiodonta group. These are extinct relatives of modern arthropods like insects and crustaceans. But this one was unique.
How so?
Well, it was small, only maybe 1.5 to 6 centimeters long, but its body was unusually long and had 3 distinct parts: a neck, a middle bit with swimming flaps, and a rear section packed with gills.
Gills in the back.
Yeah, suggesting a specialized breeding area, almost like a breathing tagma, kind of like what you see in modern horseshoe crabs, surprisingly. It adds another fascinating piece to that whole Cambrian explosion puzzle, that burst of complex life.
Amazing. And from the ancient past to a brand new discovery today in Meghalaya.
That's right, a new species of cave-dwelling loach. It's called Schistura densiclava, found in the Krem-Bajimboin cave.
A loach. So a freshwater fish.
Yep, family Nemachidae. What's interesting is it's a troglophile. It lives in caves. But unlike many true cave dwellers, it hasn't lost its pigment or its eyes.
Huh. That is unusual.
It lives in the cool, fast stream inside the cave. Looks pale yellow-green, has some bars, but the key feature is a thick, dark stripe down its back. That's the densiclava part of the name. Highly endemic, seems to be found only in this one cave system. It's Meghalaya's 6th known cave fish. Shows how much biodiversity is still hidden away.
Incredible. Okay, let's switch to tech that affects us all, weather forecasting. The IMD is adopting something new.
Yes, the Bharat Forecasting System, or BFS. It's an indigenous advanced system. The big deal here is its resolution.
High resolution means?
More precise local forecasts. BFS has a 6-kilometer resolution. That's significantly better than the previous 12-kilometer global model they used. Allows for much better prediction of, say, intense local thunderstorms or fog patches.
That's powered by
the ARCA supercomputer at IIT Pune. It pulls in data from Doppler weather radars for really localized stuff and nowcasting predicting the next couple of hours. Covers the tropics, integrates AI and machine learning, and the data will be globally accessible. That 6-kilometer resolution is the key upgrade.
Good to know. Finally, a quick note on the Kiru Hydropower Project in J&K.
Right. The update is that CDI has filed a charge sheet involving a former J&K governor and others. Alleged irregularities related to awarding the civil works contract.
Just to recap the project itself.
It's a 624-megawatt run-of-river scheme on the Chenab River in Kishtwar district. Concrete gravity dam. Being built by Chenab Valley Power Projects, it's a joint venture of NHPC, JKSPDC, and PTC, aimed at providing power for northern India. Estimated cost over 4,200 crore rupees. So it's about infrastructure development meeting governance issues.
Okay, quite a range today. We've gone from space policy
to how we measure coastlines, regional alliances like ASEAN, U.S. missile tech,
the Maldives strategic spot, ancient predators, new cave fish,
advanced weather forecasting, and major infrastructure projects. It really shows how interconnected everything is.
Absolutely. So what stands out to you most from this deep dive? Think about how these pieces, maybe the detail about the coastline paradox or the endemic nature of that new fish, fit into the bigger picture you're building for the exams. Keep connecting those dots.
Keep diving into these topics.
And if you found this useful, please do take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you these daily current affairs briefings. Until next time.